And we are live. What's going on? Happy Wednesday, everybody. How we doing today? Good to see you guys here. Thanks so much for being here, hanging out. Let me know if there's any technical difficulties, if you can't hear me or anything, but I think we are good to go. Yeah, so beautiful Wednesday here, and like I said, great to see you. I should say, too, if you're new here to the channel, welcome. Maybe this is your first stream. I'm bad at remembering to do this. So my name is Shane, and we do all smart home stuff here on this channel. We'll talk about HomeKit, smart home things, and yeah, this is just a fun hour or so where we kind of hang out each week and talk about our smart projects. You can ask me questions. We can talk any news and stuff like that. And yeah, should be a good time. So I'm glad and those of you who have come before, welcome back. Great to have you. Appreciate y'all being here. So yeah, let me know if everything sounds good and any issues. Like I said, we're back to kind of the old set. I know last week we switched up a little bit if you were here last week. Macy, what's going on, Macy? I hope you did all your homework. I see she's on here. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Thursday here so far. All right. Looks fine. No technical problems. Good. I've been totally moving everything around like a madman here in the studio, so I never know how we're going. But we're in the process of changing some things up, and figure I'll go back to this setup for a while until I get everything back here kind of straightened up a little bit. So yeah, let me know where you guys are from, what time it is. We'll say hi to some folks here in the chat kind of before we get going. And I will mention too here early in the stream, if you have a question for me, please by all means drop a question. That's why we do this here each week, and I'll do my best to answer. Other people can chime in. If you type the word question in your comment, it should be highlighted for me on my end so I can kind of see it, and I'll try to get to those. Please only ask your question once. I will try to get to everybody the best I can. So yeah, Frederick, what's going on, Frederick? Good afternoon from Central Texas. Here in the house. Awesome. Frederick, thanks for being here. Jordan is here. What's going on, Georgia? 74 degrees in Georgia. I feel you, man. It is, let's see, 75 degrees here in South Carolina. Man, beautiful weather we're having here. Just absolutely gorgeous. Loving it. Definitely got spring fever right now. 7 a.m. in Australia. We got Florida in the house. Dina, how are you doing, Dina? And George checked in here in the hospital. We're wishing George a speedy recovery, man. So good you could check in, and just hoping you and the family are doing well. Mike Q is here. Lone Star Trent, what's going on? Great to see you. Smart Home Rigs. Let's see. Who else we got here? Larry is here. What's up, Larry? Joe, happy hump day from Staten Island, New York. All right, nice, man. We got people from all over the place. Let's see. All right, we got questions rolling in, it looks like, too. Yeah, I don't think we really have a whole lot of news. If there's anything that I missed you guys want to mention, let me know. We could talk about it. I don't think there's been a whole lot, really, since last week. And we got iOS 6, or HomePod, sorry, not iOS, HomePod 16.3.2 did come out recently, so you can update your HomePods if you don't have those automatic updates turned on. Been a lot of updates lately, so kind of just check all your Apple devices, especially if you've been having any issues with stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, I don't think there's really been a whole lot of news. Chris Young, what's going on, Chris Young? Question. Looking to purchase SmartWings shades. Have you ever used them or know anyone that has? I have not used them. I do know of a few people who have used them. I don't want to say whether they had a good experience or not, because I really don't recall if it was good or not. And I'm trying to think. I know. Here, let me see if I can pull up SmartWings, so everybody knows what we're talking about, can see them. And they make motorized shades. Now they got a little sale going on, looks like 8% off. So they do make some HomeKit shades. Their shades are all Bluetooth, last I checked. So that's kind of, they don't even have HomeKit listed here, do they? Well, let's see, do they? Oh, there we go. There's HomeKit. Their shades are all Bluetooth, last I checked, so depending on how you feel about that. But I've not used them. They mentioned at one point they're going to be releasing thread shades, like a thread version. Here's just some, looks like they got a lot of different options and stuff though. They look pretty nice. But yeah, I don't know. They haven't come out with the thread version yet. I was kind of thinking if they did release a thread version, maybe I'd give them a shot, but I have not tried them, so. 10 p.m. in Germany. We got Germany in the house. Thanks for joining us, Michael. Garrett is here from Troy, New York, also. Fernando, California, from LA. Awesome, from LA. Scott Litch is here, Columbus, Ohio. Man, we got people from all over the U.S. and beyond. Some folks from Germany. Let's see. 59 degrees in Troy, which is crazy for us. Yeah, that's pretty warm for you there in New York. Question, did you get all the submissions needed for automation video, and did I write the email down wrong? Got to bounce back. You might have wrote the email down wrong. So if you wrote it down from last week's stream, in the first portion of the stream, I had a typo in it, of course. So it was Whatley submissions with an S at gmail.com. I did get enough video submissions, so look for a video coming soon on that. And gosh, that's too bad if yours got bounced back if I didn't get it. But you can still send it to me. Send it to that address if you want. And you know, if this goes well and you guys like this kind of video, maybe we'll do some more stuff like that. But stay tuned for that. We'll have that coming soon on the channel. Kevin from UK is here also. Let's see who else we got here. If you didn't get it this week or ever do another video, let me know. Okay, a good one. Yeah, hey man, go ahead and send it to me if you want, and maybe I can flag it. Like I said, if I do another video like that, or if this one goes well, you guys want to see another one, I'll already have it there. And because I haven't been using that email address for anything else. And it's crazy too. I just opened it just for that and was already getting hit with like spam and like crazy product review requests and stuff like that. But so I'm just ignoring everything except for submission videos, so I can flag it if you want to go ahead and send it. I'd love to see what you've put together, anyways. Let's see. Turn back the other way around. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's just. It's too much going on back there. I was putting together a new chair, getting some furniture in here. There's still like a hole in the wall over there. I know it was driving some people crazy, so we're gonna do it like this just for a while. It's gonna change soon, for sure. So stuttering, or is it just me? I've got a good, excellent connection here on my end, so maybe it's your connection. Y'all let me know if you see if there's any issues with the stream. So I'll kind of jump back and forth between the top of the chat and try to get all the comments and stuff and the question, especially the questions, best I can. So again, type the word question in there. Ask your question once. I will get to those highlighted questions, but I also like to stay kind of in the top of the chat, see what you guys are chatting about too. So Brian Esther is here. Awesome. Great to see you, Brian. I know you've been busy lately, so glad you could make it. Jeff is here from Michigan. No stuttering. Stream has been 100% so far. Awesome. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that. So let me, the hole was bugging his OCD too much. Yeah, that's right. No stuttering. Thank you, Garrett. Appreciate y'all. Let's see. Thomas says, question, perfect shirt for my question about Logitech Circle View and HomeKit. They go offline a few times per week. Is the fix to buy another brand? Gosh, that's a tough, if they're going off, if you got more than one, especially about Logitech, I don't know if you have more than one, but it's hard to say, honestly. I mean, if you have other Wi-Fi based, especially cameras that aren't having any issues, then it could be the device. Could be your network. There's just a lot of factors that could go into that. Best thing to do, if you can, is compare it to like other devices, and see if you're having like trouble with that. But it could be the device, it could be the network, or a number of other factors, network settings and stuff like that too. So what's your advice when moving to a new home with HomeKit? Shall I have to reset all hubs or what? So definitely go check out my last video if you haven't seen that yet. Moving to a new house. Let me pull up YouTube, and I usually have that one up already. Let's see, videos. So this video right here, definitely go check this one out if you haven't seen it yet. Now, anytime you move to a new house, there's gonna be like, it's a process for sure, but doing those backups can definitely help. If you want to like maintain the same rooms and stuff like that, sometimes it's just easier to start from scratch. I think the question was, do you have to reset the hubs? You probably don't have to reset the hubs. It just depends on a lot of things too. Like if you're taking your router and stuff with you, you can set up the router with the same SSID name and password maybe, and then devices should be able to join that network, rejoin the network at the new house automatically. So you probably don't necessarily have to reset your hubs and everything, but yeah, it's always a process anytime you're moving or starting from scratch or anything like that. Question, is there any possibility to see the data from Eve room outside the house with Apple TV as hub included? Because it's the only thing I don't know how to achieve. I'm not sure if you're asking if there is a way to see the data from Eve room with on the Apple TV as hub include. I'm not really sure I understand the question, but you can simply ask Siri even on your Apple TV, what's the temperature outside, and it'll show you. But if you're looking for like the graphs and stuff that you get like from the Eve app, that's the only way to do it. There are some other third-party apps that'll give you access to that, but yeah, and if you're just looking for I don't think there's any other way on the Apple TV, if that's what you're asking, to get that data other than just asking Siri. Let's see. Oh, Apple TV is the hub inside the house. And I'm outside with my phone and I'm not seeing the data from it. You should be able to get your HomeKit information wherever you're at, as long as you have a HomeKit hub. So yeah, with your Apple TV as your HomeKit hub, you should be able to access your home data anywhere. So I'm not sure what's going on there. All right, let me get to some of these questions. Yes, Dave is here. Awesome. Glad you could make it. Just popped in to see you're here. David Whitehead also, thanks for the backup video. It feels like there's a lot more things controller is capable. Yeah, controller is definitely capable of a lot of things. It's a really, really good app, especially for a HomeKit power user, or even if you're just kind of thinking about it. It's very handy. Lots of handy tools there in that app. Oh, Modern Day Tech is here. Chris Young, SmartWings did an Indiegogo for their Thread version, but I don't know if they've been shipped out yet. Okay, nice. I did not realize that. Appreciate that, Eric. Eric from Modern Day Tech is in the house. Go check out Modern Day Tech on YouTube. Great YouTube channel. Also, Silverhammer Surveillance, 2 great YouTube channels right there we got here in the chat. All right, let me see. There's a lot of questions rolling in, so y'all bear with me. I will try to get to them, but lots of questions rolling in. Question, should I go ahead and bind my M2 hub to Matter? I have no devices for it yet, and wondering if I get a device that doesn't have a firmware update yet, will that affect anything? So I think, I don't know if it was you that asked this question in the chat or in the Discord somewhere. Somebody else got asked this question recently, and my answer is to go and watch this video right here. That's all I can tell you. I mean, if you watch that video in a nutshell, I would say no, unless you have a really darn good reason, or unless you just like tinkering with stuff, then go for it. But if you want your stuff to work, and you don't like tinkering, I would probably not update it to Matter. Not yet, anyways. And you can watch that video and see why I say that. I did use the M2 hub. I updated to Matter. I also used some Eve devices. I've got, let's see, I got a bunch of, this one's plugged in right here. This is another one too. This is the little, oh, I gotta cover my face there. The Matter, the one by Maris that came out. We got the Eve Matter plug. So these have little, I don't know if you can come into focus. It's not gonna focus. But anyways, that's a Matter QR code on there. I've got a bunch of Matter devices. I've been using Matter in my house. It's not been great for me as a HomeKit user primarily. Again, if you have a good reason to, and you said you're wondering if I get a device that doesn't have a firmware update, will it affect anything? That's a good question. I don't think it will. I think you can still pair, cause it's the hub that gets Matter certification. So, your hub is what, exposes things to Matter or to HomeKit or whatever. So it's not the child accessories necessarily. So you should still be able to pair any of those child accessories to your hub, whether it supports Matter, whether you've updated to Matter or not. Now, whether or not those child devices will be exposed to HomeKit might be another story, because not all of, the child devices do support Matter yet. So let's see, there was a, let me see if I can find it. There was a Matter, there's a list somewhere. Actually, I have it on my computer if I can find it. So this isn't the official list, but I saw a car released a list somewhere showing all the devices, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot more than that. It's like 40 of them. I'm not sure if I can find that list. Akara. It's kind of running a little slow, but yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't do it unless you have a really good reason to. Can I get notified if an outlet turns on? It's an older iHome outlet, so native app is not an option. No, there's not a way to turn on notifications for an outlet. That only works for certain, I think, secure accessories like locks. You can actually do it for like door sensors and stuff, but I don't think you can enable notifications for an outlet or a lot of other devices like that. Is there a way to disable new Siri confirmation sound and revert back to her vocal confirmations? Not that I know of. But I could be wrong about that. But yeah, not that I know of. Oh man, I wouldn't want to. Those voice confirmations drove me crazy. Okay, the lights are off. Like, I don't need all that. Just turn the lights off. So I like it the way it is. But yeah, I don't know that there's a way to do that. Any insider news on the Akara U100 smart lock? Nothing more than I have already shared with you guys, like in my CES video where we got the hands-on and got to use it and stuff like that. So probably nothing that you don't already know. Hopefully we'll see that in the next few months. Let's see. Question: are intercom replies from HomePod to iPhone currently working? I do not receive the notification on the phone anymore. As far as I know, they are, but I haven't really tested this myself. I don't really get them on my phone a lot because I have them turned off on my phone unless I'm outside of the house. And I very rarely get a notification from that when I'm outside of the house. I'm always in the house when we're using intercom and stuff. Yeah, as far as I know, I don't know if anybody else is using intercom or use it a lot, let us know in the chat if you've had any issues getting the notifications on your phone. Like I said, I don't get them on my phone normally, so I don't know if anybody else has experience with that. But last I checked, it was working. I was getting them on some other devices a couple weeks ago when I did something. Is there any HomeKit native or bridge that can monitor humidity levels in plant soil? I'm trying to think. Let's see. I don't know. I know Netatmo has some stuff that I think supports HomeKit. See if I can find it. I don't know. I mean, if you're using HomeBridge, then I'm sure there's some stuff for HomeBridge, but I don't know anything that can do that off the top of my head. I'd have to look into that. See what Netatmo has. I know they have like a rain sensor. I don't know if they have a soil sensor. I'm trying to find, trying to pull up Netatmo, their actual devices. Here's Netatmo, just so you can see what I'm looking at. I don't even see any of their. Here we go. Smart home weather station. And I don't know what all of these are exposed to HomeKit. But yeah, if you use HomeBridge, I'm sure there's a way, but don't know off the top of my head there. What do you think about the new Tesla phone? I don't know anything about the new Tesla phone. I'll have to look into that. Is it a bug or is it just me? Scenes playing audio do not light up the button, but stopping audio do. I wait until the audio finished playing into track. I'm not really sure what you're talking about there, Eric. Question. Scenes playing audio do not light up the button, but scenes, you mean like the little icon in the home app? That's the only thing I can assume you might be talking about. Let me jump to the top of the chat and see. Scene buttons in the home app. Okay, so like the little icons, I guess. I don't know, Eric. Oh, we got a super chat. Thank you. I don't know, because I actually don't use any scenes that play audio, believe it or not. So I would not be able to, I don't know. It could definitely be a bug if it's not working like it's supposed to. I don't know if anybody else, I know some other people use scene audio in their scenes a lot. I don't do that personally, so I can't actually say. Thank you for the super chat, Jay. Oh man, I'm gonna butcher your name. I'm so sorry. I don't want to butcher it. Do you think a car is, excuse me, upcoming doorbell? Oh, I didn't hit the super chat button. Let's hit the super chat button. Thank you again for the super chat. Will compare to Logitech's doorbell, which has color night vision and the portrait view as well. So I don't think it's gonna have portrait view, which some people love, some people don't. That's a personal preference there, I think. So will it compare? You know, I think Akara's cameras are very good, the other ones that I've used. So I'll definitely let you know once I'm able to put out a video or something and share and test out that new doorbell, because I have been using the Logitech doorbell for a long time. It's probably my favorite up until this point HomeKit native doorbell. So I'll definitely draw some comparisons and stuff like that, and stay tuned for that. And you know, I'll definitely keep that in mind as I'm testing them out, the color night vision, because yeah, Logitech does have really good color night vision, especially if like I actually keep kind of like a porch light on, or if you have a motion automation to turn your porch light on or something like that every time. I don't think the Akara has the color night vision because that does require an extra light. Like the Logitech has that really bright light that shines all the time that allows it to do that color night vision. I don't think the Akara will have that. But you know, we'll look closer at that when we can. Excuse me. Let's see. So many questions. All right, I'm gonna go back up top and try to get to some that I missed, guys. Bear with me. Paul, what's going on, Paul? Let's see. Have you heard about the Apple event that was to be this month? But I heard it was only for Apple employees. I have heard. I did hear about it, Paul. Yeah, supposedly just for Apple employees. It's about as much as I know. I don't. I didn't really look too deep into that. I haven't really heard any information or news outside of kind of what you mentioned there in the comment. Question, has anyone used a HomeKit camera in their car to capture events during parking? I have not. I see that as being like extremely problematic if you have a HomeKit camera in your car, because every time you leave the house, it'll disconnect from your network and stuff like that. Your best bet if you're trying to use something in your car is just get something that's like made for that, like one of those dash cams. There's tons of those out there now. And if you just want it for your house, then get you an outdoor camera, a HomeKit camera that you can put outside. Already got that question. Oh, there we go, Dan. There we go. Thank you. I know I've heard a couple people who had some Smart Wings shades. Kevin says, happy with the Aqara announcement for the presence sensor, but are there others available now worth a mention? I don't know of any others now available that support HomeKit natively. That is the only one. Unfortunately, it seems crazy that there aren't more options, but yeah, that's the only one that I'm aware of. Edson, 11 p.m. in South Africa. Thank you for joining us so late, Edson. Glad you can make it. Do you know when the Aqara G4 will be released in the US? Yeah, so the G4 is the doorbell camera that we've been talking about, Mike, and that should be available in March. So that's what I'm being told. So yeah, it should be right around the corner. It's already halfway through February, so should be March. That's what I was told last. So. Does anyone have any idea how to fine-tune the Aqara vibration sensor? I'm trying to make automations from my laundry room. If you go into the settings in the Aqara app, just go to more settings and you should have a couple options there. I mean, there's not a lot of options, but there's like, you can adjust the sensitivity there in the Aqara app. Again, just go to the accessory in the Aqara app and look for more settings, I believe is what it's under. And you should be able to adjust that sensitivity there for the vibration sensor. Anything? Well, just mentioned that there, Austin. Yeah, should be March is what I've been told. Was last I was told. Omnia smart blinds, the world's first smart blinds with thread technology. I saw this and I'm in love. Omnia blinds. I think that's the brand. I think they're like a reseller. They sell the thread, the Eve motion blinds. Omnia. I'm pretty sure that's where I got mine from. It's been a little while, so I'm a little. Let's see. We'll pull them up here since we've been talking about blinds. Smart roller blinds. I think they use, yeah, see, yeah, this is the ones that I got. And they have a ton. Okay, it's coming back to me now. Yeah, I got a bunch of fabric swatches from them. These are the ones that I'm using. I've got a couple of these in my house. I got some of the blackout shades, and again, they're the Eve motion blinds. They're like a reseller of those, just kind of like smart blinds. And there's a few different places you can get the Eve motion blinds from. Smart Home Solo, can't wait to see that automations video. Yeah, man, it's awesome. It's been fun to see what other people are doing. Really creative stuff. I just love seeing when people come up with cool, like creative automations that actually solve a real problem. Like so many of my automations, I'm always saying like, this is what I'm doing and this works for me, but these are just my videos, and automations are really just hopefully to give you ideas and inspiration to figure out things that work for you, because we all live our lives differently. But yeah, so super cool to see what people are doing to solve some of their problems and things. I love it. I hope you guys like that too. Any idea why HomePod Minis fail to work as a stereo pair with my Apple TV? Either get an error or start getting echoes like they're not synced. Sorry, I'm not sure why that's the case. I don't know. I haven't been using my HomePod Minis as a stereo pair in quite a while. I did do it for a while in my bedroom, probably maybe 6 months or so. But it's been a while since I've done that. I don't know why you're having those issues though. You shouldn't have any issues. I've been doing them with the big new HomePods with my Apple TV for since I got the new HomePods, and those work fine. Might have to do, if stuff isn't working right, maybe just a restart or a reset, you know. Let's see, nice shirt. Once I stop dropping money on bills, I'm gonna buy that shirt. Thanks, Jordan. Yep. We all, if you know, you know. I think we've all probably been there in this group here anyways. Jeff, my cameras and HomeKit go offline. Thank you, Jeff. My cameras and HomeKit go offline and then back at least once a week, just for a minute or two. Oh, thank you, Jeff, for sharing that. Let's see. Frederick, question, what did you get your wife for Valentine's Day? So we just did, all right, so yeah, I meant to ask you guys too how your Valentine's Day went. That was yesterday. It was pretty good. I just got her some Starbucks gift card and flowers and all that stuff. And we went out over the weekend for our Valentine's kind of celebration. We went out to a nice restaurant she'd been wanting to go to, have never been to before. So that was fun. And then yesterday, actually something we kind of started years ago. The way it started is we actually had reservations when our kids were young to go to like this fondue place, Melting Pot. And God, this was probably 10 years ago. Yeah, probably 10, well, maybe 8 or so years ago. Anyways, one of the kids got sick. We couldn't go. So I went out and bought like the fondue pots and all that stuff. And we did Valentine's Day fondue at the house because the kids were sick. So we couldn't go. And since then, it kind of became a tradition. So yesterday, went and got all the stuff for fondue. We also did that. I got up super early, got my wife and my daughter Starbucks and flowers and stuff in the morning before school and work, gave them those. And then later on we did the fondue. The first time I tried doing cheese fondue also. Came out really good. So that was awesome. Everybody enjoyed it, I think. What about you guys? Anybody do anything cool or get anything cool or give anything cool for Valentine's Day? Marty says, question, will you get your hands on the Flick Twist? I ordered it last year and it's close to finishing. Yeah, that's exciting. Let's pull that up for those that don't know. They've talked about it for a while, so unless you're like just new to smart home stuff, you've probably seen this. Let's see. Yeah, I do think. Let's see, where's the twist? It's got to be on the website. Yeah, here's the Flick Twist. So you can pre-order it. Exciting that they're getting close to shipping this. I should be able to get my hands on one. I know I've kind of talked with the owner and some folks at the company in the past. So I think I'll be able, I got to talk with them at CES also this year. So I think I'll be able to get my hands on one and try it out and see some really cool. What I like about this is, and what I also like about the original Flick, I love the Flick buttons, but it's got a twist and then also push. And there's a little demo on my CES video, I think, when I was at their booth. But what's really cool is you can use twist and the push just for like your everyday users, like, you know, your spouse or kids or whatever. But if you want to program some advanced stuff, you can actually do a push and twist at the same time, which most people I don't think would try. So you could do that to kind of control some more advanced stuff that maybe just you would maybe use. I think that's really cool. So I hope it works well. They've been talking about it for a while, so really excited to see that. And yeah, I think they're going to try to roll out Matter support too, to it also. I don't know if it'll ship with Matter support though, but yeah, that'll be fun to try out. G4 Mike, yeah, we mentioned that one. Guys, ask your question once if you can. I'll try to get to them. Especially if you put that word question in there, it's highlighted for me. So I'm going through the list. I'm trying to get to all the questions. Question, how's your Viz Designer so far? And is it possible to get temperature data from HomeKit into it? Yeah, you can get temperature data from HomeKit into Viz Designer. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I'm loving it. Viz Designer, I'm still using it on my wall mounted iPad. There's a whole in our member Discord, and you're a member. If you're not in the Discord server, go check it out, because we got a whole member section, a whole channel on the Discord about like wall mounted iPads, and you know, a lot of talk about Viz Designer in there. But yeah, I'm loving Viz Designer. It's still the best way I can create the dashboard that I want for my HomeKit setup. So question, let's see. Kevin says, my HomePod minis won't recognize me even if asking to control something in the same room. It asks who's speaking or which room. I've gone through the standard resets, Siri, etc. ideas. Well, you know, if you've done all the things, which it sounds like you probably have you updated yet? Because this was this new update that came out just earlier this week, I think it was. What was that? Yeah, 2 days ago, is supposed to fix Siri requests. So maybe that's what was going on. So hopefully, if you get everything updated, that'll be working better. So that could be what it was. Hopefully that'll fix it for you there, Kevin. Any new HomeKit or Matter door locks coming down the pipeline that works on Mortise locks? Let me see what exactly that looks like. So the only ones that I don't really know too much about this style of lock, because that's not really common here where I live. But the Aqara, let's see, I can't remember. I think it's this one right here, but that's on Amazon. Let's see. The Aqara's got a couple of them that should work with that. I don't know of any new ones though that are coming that work on that style lock, because again, we don't have those here. But Aqara's got one that's out that does look pretty awesome. I'd probably try that one if I had that kind of lock. Send some warmth to the Midwest. Any idea when the cool new Aqara lock that supports HomeKey is coming out? Any guess on price? Good question, Mason. I don't think they gave me an exact date or month for that one. If I recall, they just said, and this was at CES, so this was like early January. I think they said their new products, the new announcements will be coming in the coming months, I think is the way they phrased it. So I don't think they were directly or very direct on that. But I'm thinking all their new announcements, which include that one, should be by the end of Q2, I'm thinking, so this first half of the year. So I'm hoping to see that one in the next like couple of months, but that's just my guess. I don't know. I don't think they've said like exactly, other than in the coming months, which to me, coming months means just the next few months, but who knows with these companies sometimes. And yeah, the guess on price. So I'm thinking the price is probably around, it should be under $200. There is, and I don't know if there was a final price listed or announced on that, but I'm thinking it was probably around between $150 and $200. And there's the kind of the standard, like the, what do you call it? Like the black version. And then I think they have a higher, what is it? The brushed nickel. One of them is going to be a little bit more expensive than the other one. So, but yeah, I'm looking around that 200 price range. Hopefully they'll both be under 200. Question, is anyone else having issues with the Wemo Stage? This thing seems to be slow when it works and no response often. I have so many conditionals, it's a pain to have it reset. Mike, I stopped using my Wemo Stage because of the battery life. I just got tired of changing the batteries. Even when the battery life improved, it was still like every probably few months, you know. So I haven't been using mine, but my guess is if you're using a lot of conditionals, like convert to shortcut, that might be slowing it down a bit. Of course, if you're having no response issues, then that's unrelated. Also, you know, if it's reverting to Bluetooth, of course, that would make it much slower. So definitely make sure, if you haven't already, make sure that it's connected over Thread. As you know, probably you can check that in the Eve app is what I would do. But if so, and you're, again, convert to shortcut seems to run a little bit slower on a lot of these devices. In fact, this is another kind of similar, like this is a scene controller. Gosh, focus. It will not focus. I don't know. Trying to get that to focus there. But this is one that I've been playing with. Let's see. This is the Onvis one. It's not out yet. Let's see, what do we got here? 2 clicks. So that's pretty quick. Oh, 1 click. And see, I actually did this as that action right there as a, you know, if then kind of conditional, and it ran slower than it is like this. So 2 clicks. So it's a little slower than doing that. So I don't know, maybe that's it. We jump to the top of the chat. Shane, who did your tattoo work? A guy here in Columbia, South Carolina. I lived downtown Columbia is where I've gone for many years. You're too far from the camera and thwarting the autofocus. It's still, I'm using autofocus. It should be able to, there we go. All right, you might be onto something there. So I got a little sticker on there. That thing came with some stickers. Thanks, Smart Home Rigs. I guess I got to reach a little further. Came with a bunch of little stickers. I got to cover my face. I know it's trying to track my eyes. That's part of the problem. Anyways. Let's see. I have a problem with the August home lock that connects via Bluetooth. It's rather random in notifying HomeKit and or triggering automations. Is it the lock or HomeKit? Oh, that's one of those things. It could be either. I don't know. It's really hard to say, you know, without troubleshooting and really figuring out. And maybe you have, but it's best to compare other devices and just kind of see, you know, if you're not having issues with other things, it's probably the device. You know, if your other HomeKit products are working well, but Bluetooth can be a little, you know, Bluetooth products aren't really my favorite a lot of the times. There are some good ones out there for sure, but it's got to be implemented well. No, I have not tried out the new SmartThings station. I need to try to get in touch with somebody there. Being a HomeKit guy, I don't think I've been on their radar, but I haven't tried it out yet. Still not available. I don't know if they're sending out review units or not yet. This is a good question. Lurkdrick says, how can Flick be pretty fast being a Bluetooth device through a hub? My old Eve devices are much slower. Yeah, so that's a good question. And Flick does respond very well for being a Bluetooth device. So those little buttons we had talked about, they connect to their hub over Bluetooth. And Flick actually uses some sort of proprietary Bluetooth configuration or something. I don't know the details off the top of my head, but I remember a while back I reviewed these buttons like, it's probably been 2 years or something like that. The Flick 2 buttons. So yeah, they use some sort of special spin on Bluetooth 5.0, supposedly, that makes them better. I don't recall off the top of my head what that is or how that works. I don't even think they said exactly what that means. But the proof is kind of in the pudding. They do seem to work a lot better than other Bluetooth devices that I've used. So I don't know. But yeah, that's what I know about that. That's a good question. You just got my, Kevin just got my SmartThings station directly from Samsung. Oh, really? The new one? So are you talking about the new SmartThings station? Because I didn't think that was out yet. Let's see. Let's look it up. SmartThings hub. I'll show y'all what I'm looking at. So where are you at? Let's see. Where's the hub at? So that's the old one. There's The Verge talking about it. US in early February. Oh, maybe it is out now. I'm trying to find it on the website. Couldn't find it, so that's the one. So what do you think, Kevin? Do you like it? Are you happy with it? And let's see, does it have Matter? It will be Matter controller. I don't recall if this one has Matter built into it. I mean, if it supports Matter out of the box is what I meant to say. I know it will support Matter eventually, but did it come with Matter support? I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I didn't realize that had come out already. Do I think ChatGPT would be in Siri iOS? Not ChatGPT, but maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed that Apple is working on something there. And there was some speculation that maybe their little internal meeting that was mentioned earlier this month had something to do with this. That would be awesome. Some sort of like AI like ChatGPT that would make Siri and smart home stuff in general for Apple way better. That would be awesome. But yeah, I think if they're smart, they're moving in that direction. I don't know that it'll be ChatGPT, but something like it, hopefully. All right, I'm gonna try to answer some of these questions I missed, guys. Let's see. If I have a question. Carlos says the M2 hub from a car already updated Matter. Now I have the barcode saved. So dumb question, how will I use it if I get some Matter products? Thanks in advance. The question is, how will I use it if I get some Matter products? Best advice I would say is go watch that video I was referencing earlier on my channel. I actually updated my Akara M2 hub. But once you update the hub, the child devices that are paired to that hub will automatically be exposed to Matter, assuming they're one of the supported child accessories that will work with Matter, which there's a lot of them. I think there's like 40 or so. It's a lot. It's a lot of them. But yeah, so just save that QR code. But just like with HomeKit and hubs, kind of same thing with Matter and hubs. You scan that, you get that hub into HomeKit or Google or whatever you're using it with in regards to Matter, and all the child accessories will already get put into that. I don't know if that answers the question or if that's kind of what you were asking about, but let's see. Any reason not to upgrade to 16.3.2? Not that I know of. I've updated and I haven't had any issues. Question, what is the point of a device getting Matter certification if a device already supports all major smart home platforms? Good question, Kristen, and I do not have a good answer. Maybe there is no point. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There really isn't a good reason to, in my opinion. But, you know, what do I know? This question, has anyone received the new interface on their Ecobee 3, 4, or 5? The app updated, but no update to the thermostat yet. Oh yeah, I remember that, Scott. They said that the old ones were supposed to get updated to the new interface. I forgot all about that because yeah, I have the old ones too. And yeah, mine hasn't been updated yet either. I'll have to look into that and make sure my stuff is all updated. I totally forgot that they were going to do that. But yeah, mine is still on the old one, and mine might need to be updated too, so I'll have to check that out. Appreciate that reminder. Is there a way to set up a notification that goes off if Homebridge Hoops goes down and your devices become unresponsive? That's a good question. I would imagine there is a way. I don't know though off the top of my head for Homebridge or Hoops. That's a good question. I really don't know. I can't think of a way to do that. That might, I don't know. I'd have to look into that. That's a good question though, to kind of monitor your Homebridge or whatever in a sense. Do you think Apple will ever allow for 24/7 monitoring via HomeKit, or even not having it on HomeKit but store it on a Synology using Eve cameras or other Wi-Fi based cameras, or support 4K video? I think eventually they'll have to, support 4K video or at least 2K. I would think. I could be wrong, but it seems like eventually, I don't know how long that'll be, but eventually it seems like they'll have to increase the resolution capabilities there on the cameras. As far as recording 24/7, I kind of doubt it. That's a lot of recording. You said 24/7 monitoring via HomeKit. I'm assuming you mean 24/7 recording. I doubt that because that's just a lot of storage. But now maybe on you probably can do it on other devices like a Synology. Like there is some cameras that support 24/7 recording right now that also support HomeKit secure video. Obviously, it's not recording in iCloud 24/7, but it is on like an SD card or something like that. And you can even do Synology, like some of the, I'm trying to think of which ones. Some of the Aqara cameras, maybe all the Aqara cameras, well, no, not all of them, but I know like the G2H Pro, I think the G3, I think those can record onto a NAS. They do support SD cards and can do 24/7 recording. They also support HomeKit secure video. So that is actually possible right now with some cameras. But it's going to be up to the camera manufacturer. So the reason like Eve probably won't do that is because Eve is like super, they're put a huge emphasis on privacy. So their cameras only support HomeKit. There's no like cloud communication at all. And in order to do something like that outside of HomeKit, like record 24/7, you have to use a manufacturer's app and have some cloud communication to set that up and everything, I'm sure, which is why Aqara can do it. Eve probably won't do something like that unless maybe a HomeKit opens that up, but I highly doubt we'll see those kinds of options within like HomeKit natively, if that makes sense. There is a HomeKit a soil sensor that works for HomeKit. AOA7 says so. I'm not sure if he found that and posted in here, but there is one out there, so we just got to find it. Thank you for that. Question: power went out. Larry says, came back on my time-based automation's not working. I tried recreating it, didn't work. Should I restart my HomeKit hub and it would be the Apple? Should I restart my HomeKit hub and would it be the Apple TV listed first? Yeah, yeah. Anytime my automations aren't working, the first thing I do is restart my HomeKit hubs. I always start with the whichever one is listed as the primary, my main HomeKit hub, which changes, but restart that, and then you can restart all of them. If you're still having issues, hopefully that'll fix it. Can you run automations using Siri by saying the name of the automation, or is it only scene names that Siri understands? Yeah, so really the only difference between automations and scenes is that automations are triggered by something else. Scenes are not. So scenes is just a set of actions that happens. You have to trigger that with your voice, or you can trigger scenes with an automation. So really, they're essentially the same thing in a way, but yeah, except automations need something to trigger it. So you can't run an automation using your voice. That would just have to be a scene. I don't know if that makes sense. Recommendations for a Matter motion sensor. I would like the new Aqara human presence sensor, but no clue if or when available in the UK. Yeah, and I'm not sure on Matter support for that one either. Matter motion sensor right now, I don't have one over here. The Eve motion sensor, I think, is the only one right now that supports HomeKit without a hub supports Matter. I got to get used to that. It's the only one that supports Matter without a hub or anything. As far as I know, you can get the Aqara motion sensors, which I also absolutely love. And they can support Matter if you're using the M2 hub and update that to Matter. So that might be another option too, but unless you want the Aqara hub, Eve is probably the way to go right now on that one. John says, setting up a smart display with Viz Designer, what would the minimum specs you recommend for the iPad be? That's a good question. So I was running a really old iPad on mine. I made a video about this a while ago. I'm not sure if you saw this, John. I think it was like my last wall-mounted iPad video that I made. You can just search wall-mounted iPad on my channel if you haven't seen that. But I was using an old iPad Air 2, I believe, and it was becoming a little bit laggy. So Viz Designer does, it runs better on newer devices. So what I did was I just got the very base model. I think anything fairly new is probably fine. I got an iPad 9 or 8 when I got it. I'm trying to remember which one it was and when I got it. Again, I say it in that video, but it's just the very base model. It's literally it was the cheapest one you could buy at the time, but it was new. The cheapest new iPad that I could buy at the time. This is probably a year ago, and it works much better. So I would say a new base model if you're willing to spend some money on it. But yeah, no need to get an iPad Pro or anything like that. Let's see. Oh, we got another super chat. Sorry if I missed that. Let's see. Thank you for the super chat, AOA7. Much appreciated. Says, anyone use the Tahoma switch in Somfy and how is it working? I have not used this at all. I don't know if anybody else has. If anybody else has, drop a comment below and let AOA7 know. I can try to look that up. Tahoma switch. I have not used the Somfy stuff personally. Let's see. So this is the device in question. Yeah, I'm not very familiar with this one. Can we still submit automation? So the automation deadline is over, but like I said, if this goes well and you guys like this kind of video, I'll do some more like this. So I say go ahead and submit it, especially if you've already recorded the footage. You can send it in and I'll flag any submissions that I haven't been able to use. Sorry, I've already started editing that video. Might be able to throw some others in there last minute, but if not, I'll go ahead and flag them. And again, if you guys like the video, if it does well, we'll do some more stuff. We'll do another one like it in the future. Like I said, it's fun for me. I love seeing what you guys are doing. So do you think Apple will ever expose everything a sensor can do, like the Aqara vibration sensor? It shows as a contact sensor in Home app. The vibration sensor actually shows as a motion sensor in the Home app. But I don't know, Paul. It's tough because they have to support so many different devices, you know what I mean? So like, well, not different devices, but so many different brands, you know? So I think that's the tricky thing there. So I guess the answer is no. I don't think they'll ever, get to a point where they can support every feature on every device that's made. That's why we're going to really see, especially with Matter coming out, all these brands, their products will support Matter. But just like HomeKit's kind of always been, if you want to get those extra features, you're going to have to use the device manufacturer's app in order to access, some added benefits probably. I don't see that going away anytime soon. All right, a couple more questions. Let's see. Why does Siri not like you? I don't know, Dina. I don't know. We need to ask my wife that one because she has the same problem. Does anyone know if Lutron Serena shades will ever go on sale? I have a bunch of Pika remotes and the same thing up and down would be cool to have. Joe, I don't know that I've ever seen or heard of any deal for the Lutron shades. Speaking of Lutron though, and their stuff doesn't go on sale a whole lot. Sometimes their Caseta stuff does. And I feel like their Lutron Caseta stuff is on sale right now, actually. I'm trying to pull it up because their stuff is really expensive. I don't recall any sales or anything like that going on with the Serena line though. Well, while that's loading, I'll answer another question. Have you had trouble with your OG HomePod since Apple announced the new HomePod? Mine started to mess up until iOS 16.2.3 yesterday. All is fixed out. Good, iGadget. So hopefully, yeah, that's kind of like we were mentioning earlier, that that update, maybe it could have been maybe iOS 16.3.1 that actually messed it up, or 16.3. And that's what that update right there. So it sounds like you were one of the ones having issues with the Siri request. That I'm glad to hear that solved it for you though. Does VocalLink door sensors support Thread? I just got a bunch of Aqara. No, they do not. Aqara door. The VocalLink ones are Bluetooth and Aqara is Zigbee. Aqara will have a Thread version coming out, but so far it's not. I'm a Valentine coach. I've been called a lot of things, but I don't know. That's a first. Well, I'm glad I could help. Let's see here. A couple more questions. We'll try to get to you guys. My question, I meant showing as a motion sensor. Yeah, I figured that, Paul. But yeah, I hope I answered that question. Can you connect Nest products to HomeKit? You cannot natively. So the only way to do that is to use something called, let's see, the, what's it called? The Starling Home Hub. That is, let's see if we can get this this device right here, Starling Home Hub. This will connect all of your Nest products to HomeKit. It's not officially certified. It's not officially HomeKit certified. It's kind of, same concept as like HomeBridge or something like that. But I hear if you just have Nest products, I hear this is the best way to do it. I haven't used one. $99 for the hub. And that should do the trick for you. Question, HomeKit. The Aqara app is no more available in the Google Play Store. It's okay. It's on the App Store. Is this in France or is the app no more available? Interesting. I'm not sure. I don't know about this. I do not know about this. Maybe it has something to do with Matter. I don't know. Any idea when Aqara is releasing their doorbell? I don't see any mention of their website. So this is a big, a big question today. I've answered this one a few times. Yeah, should be March. Should be March. That's the last I was told. Can you do a HomeBridge plugin? Cool plugin video, maybe even a community submitted video ideas for this. Oh, that's a good idea. I like that idea. Especially maybe getting some viewer feedback from you guys because, excuse me. Yeah, that's a good idea. I've thought about doing this before. I don't use HomeBridge a whole lot, actually. I only use it for a very few, different things, but good suggestion. I like it. Question: do you have automations in different apps, or only having them in the Home app? Good question. Also, I try to keep all my automations done in HomeKit. I like all my HomeKit automations to be. Let's see. Can you guys still hear me good? It looks like I'm having some connection issues. Let me know if there's any issues. I'm seeing an error here. But yeah, this is a good question. I like to keep all my automations in HomeKit if possible. I do use the Aqara app sometimes for a few automations with my Aqara stuff because they just automate really well. There's some good options there if I can. But I've got so many devices from so many different brands that HomeKit is the best for me because I can automate, like my button here to turn on, other devices by different manufacturers, and I try to keep it all in HomeKit personally. It stuttered briefly, all good now. Okay, thank you, Mike and Smart Home Solo. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Issue with the connection, I guess. Larry, question: when do you think it will be safe to update the M2 hub to Matter? I'm afraid of messing with it until it's stable. Yeah, I don't blame you, Larry. I hope I should say a couple months from now, maybe like 2 months from now. I think once Alexa, Google, smart things, once all these apps are all updated across different platforms, meaning iPhone, Android, Google, it doesn't matter what phone you're using, and it doesn't matter what app you're using. I think then hopefully it'll be more stable. I think that's a big factor. It's confusing. You need different things to get it to work, if that makes any sense. Like some things you need an Android phone for. It's just some things you need an iPhone for. It's kind of a mess right now. So I'm hoping once all these apps kind of catch up to Matter that everything will smooth out a little bit. But I would just kind of keep following like you do and see kind of what it. I'll test it out again. Because I've been moving around the studio, my Aqara M2 hub has just been unplugged. I had it after all of my Matter testing. I got kind of frustrated with Matter, so I just unplugged my Matter stuff. But I'll test it some more. I actually got the Smart Things hub, so I'm gonna do some more with that here soon. Do you have any automations in Habitat and get them into Home app? Oh, that's a good question. So yeah, if you're using something like Habitat or one of these more advanced like automation platforms, that is a whole kind of opens up a whole nother world, really. I don't really have any automations in Habitat right now. I was tinkering with it a little bit actually just this week with some of like the notifications and stuff you can do, but I'm not using any right now. But yeah, you can do a lot with something like Habitat as well. Is it possible to have a car button do different things based on the time of day? Yeah, absolutely. You can do like say single press, then do convert to shortcut, and then basically what you would have to do in the shortcut is you'll have to get the time of day, get the hours from the time of day. It's kind of confusing to set it up, but then so you get the time and then say if it's the hours is between whatever 5 and 10, then do this, otherwise do that. So you can do it, you just have to do some scripting there with convert to shortcut. It's not very straightforward, but I hope that helps. Hey Shane, even though the M2 is newer, M1 and M1S has gotten much more noise. Why M2 got a little bit hushed? I'm not sure what you mean by hushed. There's been a lot of talk around the M2 since it's the first one to support Matter. Does watching this channel cost others money? I just ordered a new iPad. Oh wow, Kevin. Well, I hope, and yes, I think it has cost others money too. I've heard similar things, but don't blame me. Don't blame the messenger. I'm just sharing. But I hope the new iPad works well for you, and can't wait to hear about it running Viz Designer. I love my wall-mounted iPad, even if the wife doesn't use it. So on that note, guys, we're gonna call it a day. Thanks so much for joining and hanging out with me, asking questions. I hope I was able to get your question. If not, I'm sorry. I'll be back again next week. And you can also find me on Instagram at Shane Creates. I'm on Twitter, Shane Creates. Pretty much everywhere at Shane Creates. And again, new videos every Sunday, live streams every Wednesday. If you're a member of the channel, check out our Discord server. You can check in the description too, and also the pinned link if you want to become a member and support the channel. And all of you that do, thank you so much for the support. I probably don't say that enough, but you guys are awesome. I appreciate all you and everybody else just for watching and hanging out. It's been a lot of fun. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week, and we'll see you next time. Okay, bye.